the way that IPT has impacted my life the most is in relationships. So I've been at this for about 15 years now. And so I look at the way I handle things differently. And I have 5 sisters, and they are lovely, right? And they're a lot like me, like we were taught kind of the same way to handle things. So when we're in different situations and I look at how some of my sisters respond, I would be like, that's how I would have done it too. And I just feel differently about it. In that relationship with my mother-in-law, which was really a challenge, I could just let the littlest things really get under my skin. And now I see things differently, and I don't need to let that bother me. There's the part where you can white knuckle your way through something. Like, okay, I'm setting a goal, I'm gonna really work on this. But when you can get the energy to shift, that makes all the difference. So I could change up my belief systems, but also shift the energy, and then it made the problem so much more manageable and easier to approach. I mean, probably the biggest thing there is allowing them agency, and understanding my role was to let them launch and experience life their way, which has also released a lot of pain and guilt and self-imposed suffering that we tend to do as mothers. My oldest daughter was 18, and all I had ever wanted was to be a mother and have a happy family. And I thought she was the problem, right? Like, she was really difficult. It kind of makes me laugh now because I can see that it wasn't, she was just the truth teller in there. So this is kind of the long story. One of her closest friends ended his life with suicide. And over, we were all devastated. I mean, this is kind of an important moment for me. She got that text on her phone before she went to school, and she was like, that cannot be true. Like, that is just the meanest thing. Why would somebody say that? And she went to school and found out that it was true. And she came back home, and I was outside when she came up the sidewalk, and I went to give her a hug, and she just pulled away from me. And it was a real wake-up call for me to see her on her worst day and know that I wasn't who she needed. And then over the next couple of weeks, we just watched her grades tank. She was failing every class and was just really in a low place. So I said one of those mother prayers, that's just a desperate, help us. The next morning, Sarah Beck called me, kind of out of the blue. And she said, so I've been trading goat's milk with this lady named Lisa Hoffines. And she said, I don't feel like I need that much more processing, but I would like a place for my goat's milk to go. So I was thinking that if I gifted it, we could energetically keep our trade in balance. And so as I was thinking about who, you came to mind, and I thought, maybe you would do this. So she was really cautious because it does seem pretty unique and different, and everybody's not doing this kind of energy work or this kind of therapy. So she said, there's this book you could read, The Bright Red Bow, and it will kind of explain things. But I just, by feeling, had enough information that I was like, oh, this is what I need to do. So we made an appointment with Lisa, and it absolutely blew my mind. And with muscle testing, she just pinpointed exactly where we needed to go. And as we went through that session, and my daughter was able to vocalize some of her frustration and visualize this anger towards her dad and really unravel some beliefs that she had that were really based on a misunderstanding, but they were playing a huge role in their relationship and consequently in the whole family. The first 2 weeks were magical, right? I was like, you fixed her, wow, And then she started to get kind of angsty again. And so I called Lisa back, and I was like, okay, so we need to do that thing again, because that was amazing. And she said, you know how when the mother duck walks and the baby ducks follow, and the mother duck shifts and the baby duck shift? She said, you need to work on you. And I was like, ugh. And that's when I realized, oh, actually I am the problem here. And being willing to reevaluate some of that and take a look at my own belief systems has made all the difference.